Hello my crafty friends, this is Sharon here. I just wanted to show you how I made this cute never-ending card. I have used the Cute as a Bug Designer Series paper along with the dies and one of the stamps. The dies cut out the bugs and the flowers and the leaves in the paper. I've also used the perennial postage dies for my sentiments. This is a set of stamps that are, dies that are good for sentiments. I've used the two smallest ones since the card is rather small. I have also used Blackberry Bliss cardstock and Cajun Craze cardstock. In my other card, I used all pattern paper. I decided to use some of the cardstock for this one. To start out, you're going to need two card bases that are 4.25 by 4.25 by 5.5. The first one, you're going to score at 1 3/8 on both sides on the 5.5 inch side. The other one, you're going to score at 1 1/16 on both sides. After you do that, you're going to use your paper cutter and you're going to cut those in half. This one you're going to cut on the 4 1/4 inch side. You're going to cut it to 2 1/8. This one, you're going to cut it 2 3/4. Clearly just cut those in half. And there you're going to have your card base. You're going to start out like this. This is going to become the base of your card. You're going to need some double-sided tape, and you need to tear it to fit between the edge and this score line. I'm going to put 2 pieces on each one to be sure it stays together. Just be sure you don't go out of that line. And do this on all 4 corners. Hopefully I'll be able to get the adhesive backing off of these rather simply. It is beautiful here in Arkansas today. It's around 72 degrees and sunny. After a few cloudy days, it's nice to see the sun. I hope the weather is nice where you're at, and I really appreciate you watching my video. Just thought this paper was so cute for this card. I've already cut some of the bugs out for it to decorate it with, and I've got my stamps ready. I'm also going to show you how to use a stamp if there's one of the words on it that you don't really want on there by masking off one of them. So we're going to line these up exactly. Everything has to be exact or this will not work. So you're going to take your paper and you're going to line it up directly on this first corner. Make sure it's straight. Like I said, if it's not straight, it will not work. Burnish that a little bit with your finger. And then you're going to do the same to the bottom piece. This is going to be the base of your card. And you're going to do the same to the other side. Line it up so that it's exactly on the edge. Burnish that with your finger a little bit. And there you have the base of your card. So we're going to open this card and we're going to burnish these edges so that it will open and close correctly. Then the Stampin' Up cardstock has a light side and a dark side. This is Blackberry Bliss. It's one of the colors that goes with the paper pack. We'll just open each part of the card. Make sure it's all we call burnish. So now you can sit here and play with it and make sure it's going to work, which it is. So we're going to go back to the front, which is right here, and we're going to start decorating. So on the very front of it, you're going to have a 2.5 inch piece of paper, 2.5 by 1 3/4, and these are going to go right here. I'm going to go ahead and get those glued on. I'd already tried to make this card once and I messed up, so I had to start over. So this already has some glue on it, but we're going to use it anyway. And I just decided to use cardstock so my bugs would show up a little better. Line those up where they're even. Burnish those down where they're glued on good. And then we're going to, you'll need to cut 4 pieces that are 1 1/8 by 1 3/4. These are going to go here and here. Center those. Like I said, I've already got some of the bugs and some of the different things cut out, so we can use those. I'm going to make this another happy birthday card. I am using a different sentiment from my stash than I used on the first one. Hope y'all are fixing to enjoy your weekend. I hope to get lots of crafting done this weekend. This is my sentiment spot that I'm going to stamp happy birthday on. It's cut from the perennial postage dies, as I said earlier. I'm going to go ahead and get that stamped. I'm going to use Blackberry Bliss ink. And this stamp actually says Happy Birthday Dude, but we're not going to do that. So I have put a piece of washi tape over the word Dude. And I'm going to ink this up. I'm going to stamp it and make sure it's stamping well. And it is. And then I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to take off this piece of tape and stamp that. I guess I didn't get it close enough, but we're going to go with it. Put something over it maybe. This I'm going to use pop-up tape on. And I'm going to put it right here. I believe this paper pack and the dies and the stamp are still available. I will link everything that is still available in the description below, along with the paper and the ink. So we're going to, I believe, thought maybe that would cover that up, but it's not going to, but we're going to use it anyway. Guess I didn't get my washi tape on there very well. We may add some sparkle to that. I cut out these little mushrooms. Also cut out this bug. It's got a leaf hanging over him. Caterpillar. And we'll just continue on decorating all of the panels. So we're going to open this up and we're going to decorate this one next. This one, you need 2 pieces. I've used pattern paper on this one. These pieces are 2.5 by 1 3/4. I'm going to go ahead and glue those on. If you have a printed paper, you might want to make sure that you've got it in the right orientation so that it's not upside down. Ask me how I know that. I did cut it wrong the first time. And then we're going to do another sentiment. Going to use this, cut out another one, and I'm going to use this stamp that says "Love You Lots." Again, I'm going to just ink up the part that I want on this one until I get to the middle of it. I'm going to go ahead and do lots at the bottom. And then I'm going to use a piece of washi tape and I'm going to cover up "Love Lots" so that we can stamp you. We're going to ink that up. And we're going to remove the tape. And we're going to stamp you in the middle. There you have it. Get a lot more use out of your stamps. You can print them on smaller things than you think. Also going to pop this piece up. These will be decorated on the next opening. So there you have this one. Then you're going to flip these down. You're going to cut 2 2.5 by 1 3/4 patterned paper. We're going to use these. There's really some cute paper in this paper pack. You're also going to need 4 that are 3/4 by 1 1/4 inch. They're going to go up on the top here. Again, I'm using Cajun Craze cardstock for this. I'm using the darker side. Y'all probably don't want to watch me gluing all these little pieces on. I wanted to show you how to be sure you knew how to do it. Just center those on those pieces. And we're going to put this little bee on this side. So I'm going to put this little bee here on the side. Put this little guy over here, reading a book. There's a watering can that goes with the bee and some flowers. Like I said earlier, the dies cut all this out of the patterned paper. I think it's so neat how they do that. Make him watering the flowers. Okay. Sure those are all good and adhered. Then we're going to open it to the last part. This is, put this here, put this one here. Those are 2 by 2 1/2. These are 7/8 by 2 1/2. This is where your sentiment will be. So we'll go ahead and glue all these down. In the card I done earlier, I just wrote on that white piece, which is what I think I'll do this time, instead of stamping more. Center those on there. Let's center these on the sides. That crooked. Line that up with the white piece. Again on this side. And line these up with the other piece. And then I have cut a little flower out with the dies. That right there. Thought these would show up better on the cardstock than on the patterned paper. All of these were cut out with the dies that go with the Cute as a Bug Designer Series paper. And there you have it. There's the card. And then you flip it back open. It's a never-ending card. And you can also decorate these if you like, with whatever you like. And there you have it. If you don't mind, hit that like button below so that I will know you've watched my video. And leave me a comment as to what you think about the card. I will leave the measurements and the supplies I used in the comments. And you can find me on Facebook at Sharon's Crafty Life, on the internet at sharonscraftylife.com. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.